Do do
Bum
do
bum bum
do do
bum
do
bum
do
bum
do
bum bum
do
bum
do
ba
do 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 do.
bum bum.
Welcome
Hello, everybody, and welcome
back.
into the Dinky Daffy Boys.
We're back with new technology.
Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better.
That's right.
I think, I think the Roomba turned on. Um, so, well,
Does that
that's
mean
fine.
yeah? No, I mean
That's
we
not
can
going to
stop
be
the
a.
show. I mean, show's
That's not.
over.
You stopped it?
Yeah. No, no.
Oh,
The
okay.
show must go on, but like it's ruined.
Yeah. That's fair.
All right,
We'll bring him in.
We are committed to going a little faster. So we're not gonna debate the dinkies. So let's just get right into it. Blazing Volley. I'm not a fan of this card.
What's it do? Should we waste
Uh,
time reading what the cards do?
I was trying to get us out of that, but maybe
Okay.
not. It's okay. It's one mountain sorcery. Blazing Volley deals one damage to each creature your opponent controls. Potentially is something you can use to like finish off after combat or something.
Yep.
The fact that it's not a trick makes it bad. The fact that it only deals one damage makes it bad. Um, I'm pretty unimpressed with this card. I gave it a dinky.
Sure. I had Dopey minus. I think probably lives somewhere in the dumpy realm. It's tech. It's anti token tech. Um, More of a sideboard card than something you would just want to play.
Dumpy it is. All
Dumpy.
right.
Moving on. We don't have time to bleed, baby. Blister Spit Gremlin. One red for a 1/1. One in tap deals one damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap Blister Spit Gremlin. Key piece in the deck that I am claiming is going to work. The like red blue instant and sorcery is kind of aggro. So I think this is an important piece to that deck. My bold choice, Jordan Patton did very brave, is that this is going to be a dandy
Wow.
in that deck.
Um,
In that deck.
so like yeah, it just here's sort of how I feel about that, and we'll see more as we get into red. I think red has so much stronger stuff going on with it, um, outside of like this weird like ultra combo, this like instant sorcery combo,
Yep.
um, which makes me feel like believe a little less in that. I think this belongs in maybe like dopey territory.
Um.
We
Yeah.
can
I
say
think.
build around dandy if you want.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's a stretch. It's just. I think that it's. I think there are decks that want it, that like actively will be looking for this card. Um. And then even in other cards, in other decks, it's probably not high impact enough to do anything. But a 1-drop that isn't useless turn 10 is nice.
But by the way, though, I mean it's relatively useless, but it does cost one mana to activate its ability, which
Yeah.
means like you can't like really go off, like you can't like go on like some infinite damage dealing
Yeah.
spree.
This is a dumb dope. This is just fully a dumb dope.
Thank you.
Convinced.
Okay, next up, it's the Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. One in a red instant. Blitz of the Thunder Raptor deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of instants or sorcery cards in your graveyard. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it. Yeah, I mean it's more in your Como.
Yeah.
Uh, I think this card is relatively bad on its own.
On its own, it's very bad.
I think this card is not a great card.
If it did 3 damage, that would be good. Anything above 3 is great.
Yeah, but
Um,
as we'll see a little later, it's dealing 3 damage in red is not hard. It's like available. So like having this spell that conditionally deals 3 damage is like it's not the card. It's not the red burn spell I want to run.
okay. I think the deck's gonna work, which is why I'm
But
rating it high.
even this card, it's not the instant I want to run. I want to run the one that reliably deals 3 damage
This one deals 10 damage.
to a creature.
Pretty
Doesn't
good.
even deal the
You,
face.
you hit that chimera, who gets stronger when it gets burned.
Okay, this is some fucking
Cons-
Megatron combo.
constructed.
I refuse to believe that this is good. This is good in draft.
It's real, and we exist.
I think potentially this is like Dopey.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
Dopey
go lower.
plus.
I wouldn't go lower than Dopey because it's still removal. Like
Sometimes.
it's gonna be. It's good. Does
It's
it count itself?
insanely bad turn 2.
Does it count itself?
No.
Why not? It goes to the graveyard.
After it resolves, though, right?
We don't know how the game of Magic works.
I think this card's bad.
Okay.
And
Make it put it. Yeah, say dinky conditional Daffy.
not
If
Daffy.
you hit the chimera for 20 damage, that's all and it's instant speed, so it's like a one-hit kill.
20 damage? You're not running 20 instants and sorceries in your deck.
I am, because with cycling you can run more. We don't have time for this.
Well, you're doing it. Okay, I'm just putting in Dinky Plus.
Okay, I think it's way better than.
Well, you said.
Cathartic Reunion. This is a truly beautiful card.
Yeah, this is a Daffy card. Yeah.
Previously, we had seen our heroes separated by the capture orb.
Yes.
But now our hero soldier has given up his wealth, his title, even his home, but he had no room for regret. At last, he had saved his friend from that wretched orb. 1 in a red sorcery, as an additional cost, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. It kind of does a lot of like drawing. Like draw 3 is a ton.
Yeah, and it fills your graveyard. There's like kind of a lot of graveyard play in this set. This could potentially be better than it looks, which on face value doesn't look amazing.
I don't think it looks terrible. Like,
yeah. I mean, just 2 mana draw, like the one card advantage. Like
it looks more control-y than aggro, I would say. Like, because an aggro deck isn't really gonna have 3 cards in their hand later in the game, and in the beginning of the game they're trying to play creatures on curve. So it's more like the deck that I'm talking about, the red blue trying to play non-creatures.
Yeah, or something that's trying to grave dig or do something with the graveyard. Sure. That's where this seems useful. It doesn't seem like an amazing draw spell.
I would say for flavor, I'd put it at something like a dirty plus, daddy minus. Though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had a Daffy at flavor.
Okay. Yeah.
But for real though, I think dump like.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're excited. Build around Dumpy Plus.
I think I think you'll want one in that deck. I don't think it's terrible red draw.
But probably extremely available because no one else wants it.
Yep.
So what's your rating?
Dumpus.
Dump
truck ass.
Next up, it's the Clash of the Titans.
Whoa.
Okay, so this is 3 and 2 reds. An instant target creature fights another target creature. I have in my notes, why does this card do so little? This seems way too expensive for this ability.
So...
what's going on here?
Target creature fights another target creature, can read, destroy 2 target creatures.
Oh, okay. I was missing that. It's not your creature. You have their creatures fight each other.
That's actually kind of hard to pull off. To make it kill 2 things that you want killed.
Yeah.
But it's extremely easy. Well, I don't know. It's hard. It doesn't kill the biggest thing on the board. So maybe that's
Yeah.
worse than I was giving it credit.
It seems like a cool control spell. Like it seems like it's just very expensive. I mean, it could remove two things, but you can't cast it on a board with one creature. Um,
Right.
it like it doesn't right, like it doesn't kill their big threat. Um, I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. What do you think?
I was originally super excited about it before I did like the deeper thinking of like what you really want to do is play this like post combat when more than one creature has like taken a little bit of damage,
Yeah,
and then you can kill more things. So the instant part, like I maybe would rather this wasn't an instant and was cheaper.
sure. Yeah.
I think it works. I think it's probably strong removal. I'm okay with it costing that much. It's just I don't know if it's what Red wants to do. It's what I want Red to want to do.
um, yeah. I mean, this one's. I have trouble with this because it's expensive and it's also conditional. Like it's good conditionally.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
I
would
don't know.
lean like I'd lean like Dandy. I think it's
You think it's
well,
dandy? Like you think like you're red and you see this card and there's like another good red card or like decent red card and you're like I want Clash of Titans.
no.
So maybe Dopey Plus.
Put in the Dopey Plus column. Score one up for the Dopes.
All right.
Dopes want him on their team.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. Now we're getting to that good shit.
Cloud Spearster. 4 and a red for a 5/4 reach. Whenever this creature mutates, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Mutate 4. He's tall. I'll give him that. Like that's first and foremost what I can from what I can see and what I can like comprehend. I would say is how tall this dude is.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Past that, I would say I don't give a shit. I'm not excited about reach. I'm not excited about the power. Um, 4 for a 5/4 is like it's good. It's not busted. You got to lose a creature
I think this is a very solid
just
card.
because. So have you just come around on mutate being strong?
I think Mutate's strong. I think its stats are good, and I think its power is good
Its stats aren't good. 5 for
for
a
a four
5/4.
mana.
4 for a 5/4 is good, but not busted.
It's common. I don't know. It feels like it's potentially going to be like a bread and butter.
Sure. Um.
I like it better than the
Yeah.
last one,
Yeah. Me too.
but I think this is a Dopey Plus
Okay.
or
Yeah. That's
straight
it.
dope. Yeah.
Perfect. Rock and roll.
All right. Next up is the Dranith Stinger. One in a red for a human wizard. 2/2. Whenever you cycle another card, Dranith Stinger deals 1 damage to each opponent, and it cycles for 1. It's a good card.
Woo! Yeah, I think that works. I think it gets us where we're trying to go. It's Grizzly Bears is fine. Like Grizzly Bears is probably dopey minus.
Yeah.
Grizzly Bears with cycling is dopey plus. And I think Grizzly Bears when it enters the battlefield deals 2 damage to your opponent, probably dandy minus. Like
I think you feel scaled up a little bit because like I think a 2 mana 2/2 is like
dumpy.
yeah, it's dumpy. Like you're not super happy playing that card at all.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you would rather play almost any other 2 drop.
Okay. Yeah.
So but I like your assessment, and I think you just need to shift it down 1.
Then you think this is dopey plus?
I think it's Dopey Plus. Like I think it's like something like yeah, like you're gonna take this and you're gonna run it, and you're probably gonna be pretty happy, and
I
you're
think this is
potentially
dopey
really
plus.
happy running it.
Yeah, I think this is dopey plus in any deck, and there are decks where this is a bomb.
Bomb feels very like I don't know.
Well, like
It's
it'll deal 8 damage over the course of the game.
yeah, but it's a 2-drop. Like it's gonna die.
They
Two
have to
drops
deal
die.
with it.
And it's
You're
easy to deal with.
It's not that easy to deal with.
Um. All right, we'll say Dopey plus. Build around Dandy minus.
No,
Build around Dandy.
yeah, build around strong.
Dandy's good. Dandy's like that's like
Yeah, I know.
build around Dandy. All right. Ba ba ba. All right, next
Everquill
up.
Phoenix. This is 4 for a 4/4 flying. Whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact token named Feather with pay 1, sacrifice Feather, return target Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Very cool Phoenix synergy stuff.
Yeah,
But
because is there a Phoenix in every set? Like, is there a Phoenix in each set in Standard right now?
I don't know if there is an Eldraine.
It's the one that like leaves behind a token that you can sacrifice.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Phoenixes are cool. They're usually really strong. They're just kind of like undercosted flyers that have some way to come back.
Yeah.
This is 4 for a 4/4 flying that comes back. Sometimes comes back lots of times. I think this is extremely strong. One of the best cards one of the best creatures, especially that we've looked at. I give it a daddy plus.
Yeah, I think this is a really strong creature also. It is like compared to other phoenixes, a bad phoenix.
Yep.
Because sometimes it just doesn't even hit its sacrifice ability or it's like its or comeback ability.
Yeah.
And like comparatively it's bad, but I like Daddy Plus. I'm pretty excited about playing this card.
Yeah. This one's kind of fuzzy because phoenixes often usually have haste. And this one only sort of does because mutate sort of gives you haste.
Sure, yeah. It's a bad Phoenix. Like
Yeah.
but a
Right.
bad Phoenix is still a really good card.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's going up against Titans.
Yep.
All right, next is the Ferocious Tigerilla.
Excuse me?
Tigerilla?
Tigeria?
Tigeria. 3 in a mountain for a cat 8, 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, you get your choice of trample or menace counter. This card's pretty sick. Like I think a pretty good common. Getting your choice of evasion on like a relatively beefy non-human creature seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Potentially a premium aggro card.
That's what I'm looking for also is rounding out the curve nicely. Can you hear the fucking vacuum cleaner?
I can't. Maybe I hear like a little, but I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I think the card is good. I gave it a dopey plus.
I gave it a dandy, but maybe I got a little excited.
I wonder if it's like dandy minus.
4/3 menace, 4/4/3 menace. It's just good. A dopey plus or dandy minus is. I think red has support for it.
Yeah,
Which is also
I think
why I
it
like
dies kind of easy. You can give it your little dandy minus, little let prance around like a fancy boy.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll around with the dopes. We'll wrestle. You don't want to get your shirts dirty. Fine. Fire prophecy.
I refuse to respond to whatever the fuck that was.
I mean, that's how to look. Ignoring me isn't. You gotta at least engage.
I can't. We'll be here for 3 hours if I engage with every little thing.
It's good. That's good. Fire prophecy, 1 in a red. Fire prophecy deals 3 damage to target creature. You may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. If you do, draw a card. I think this card rules.
Yeah, this card kicks ass.
It fucking whips Tigerilla's ass. Like it. Tigerilla is 4/3. You play this, that's a free lunch.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, that's a
Um,
daddy like.
are you up to daddy with it?
I think it's really good. It
You think
also
it's the best red common?
potentially, I haven't seen a red common I like better so far.
Okay. I had it at dirty. Um,
Oh, I
it's
forgot
gonna
that
depend.
dirty's in between daddy.
Yeah.
All right, we can do dirty like. I yeah, it's daddy's wrong. This is like this. You could easily pick this first pick.
I think so. It's possible 3 damage just won't be quite enough to be as impactful as it needs to be.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna. We'll see how it plays out a little bit.
yeah,
But 3 is usually like early enough for any early game, like important early game removal.
yeah, and it also lets you. And this is for your Jordy's dream deck.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you can double the amount of instants/sorceries that go into your graveyard from this card. I mean, you can make it two.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's bottom of library. My bad. My bad.
bottom of library.
That's just
Bottom of
such a strong.
library.
That's such a nice ability to have along with like a decent burn spell.
Yep.
That's just a good fucking card. I like that card. All right, next up is the Flame spell. This is 3 mana for a spell that deals 4 damage to target creature and spills over to its controller. Also a great card. I don't know what else to say. I'm about as equally happy playing both.
Exactly. I think this one's very cool. You play it on a 1 toughness creature when you're just trying to burn them down, which again I think is going to work.
Yeah,
I'm banking on that working.
yeah,
Um, so the flexibility there between dealing the 4 damage, which again 4 is often a really like important number, where there are lots of creatures 3 and below, and then lots of creatures like just at 4 that escape stuff. So I think 4 is an important number, and being able to deal 3 to the face pretty regularly with it is cool.
yeah. It's great. Do we also want to put this at dirty plus?
I think maybe one rung below
One rung
Fire,
below.
Fire Prophecy.
I like that. All right, next up. Ooh, I'm interested in your opinion on this one.
Okay. Footfall Crater. 1 red. Enchant land. Enchanted land has target creature gains trample and haste until end of turn. Cycling 1. I like that it has cycling 1. um, but that said, I think it doesn't do enough.
Yeah, it's a slow aggro card.
Yeah, like it's good on turn 1, but you'd lose a land every time you try to use it.
It's bad. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
this card's bad. It's a card you play to cycle.
yeah, which we don't like doing.
Yeah. I
Um,
had Dumpy. I don't know. Maybe it's worse.
yeah, later in the game, you're just gonna cycle it. Early in the game, you don't want to spend a mana every turn. Like you don't want to increase the cost of all your creatures by 1.
Yeah.
Would you have?
I had Dumpy, but maybe it's Dinky. Maybe this is like straight unrunnable. Does the
I think
cycling just save it? Like,
I think cycling 1 means you can't be dinky. Like
yeah.
it's good filler. Like if you're trying to get to 23 playables, cycling 1 is a perfectly fine card.
Dumpy minus?
I like solid dump.
That feels bad.
Solid dump is basically as low as I'll go if something has cycling 1 colorless. You could play it in a blue black deck.
That's
Like
true.
it just is okay.
It's true. Yeah, I guess there's nothing more to say about that. Okay, next up, another. This is the beginning tale. This is a beginning part of the saga of man and beast
Will you read
coming
the flavor text
together.
for me?
Yeah, the two looked at each other, and neither fled. I see, the soldier murmured. We're both just fighting for survival out here, aren't we?
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to take a minute to collect myself because famously, Ernest Hemingway had his saddest story ever told in 6 short words. This one's a few more than 6 words, but the emotional impact is 3 or 4 times the baby shoot like dumb shit. So I think
What
that
is
this
the 6-word saddest story?
for sale baby shoes never worn, which and then in parentheses baby died.
Baby died.
So
Baby
like yeah,
died.
that's
You are sad.
yeah, like clap. And so like sure, I get it. It's like funny when a baby gets smushed or whatever, but it's funnier when a man and a beast come together and they have a meeting of the minds and you just like connect.
It's so weird. Okay, what do you think about this card? I think it's kind of
Flavor wise, I'd give it a Daffy.
okay. I just this card feels like such nothing. Like I guess you
you
can put
just
it in your sorcery instant deck. It
you
sucks that
can't
it
have the
doesn't
rest
have.
of the story. Like you don't have the story where he gets trapped in the orb unless you first have the
Okay,
forbidden.
fucking stop.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like creating a 1/1 red dinosaur creature and a 1/1 white human soldier creature makes sense in the context of the story. that yeah, it's fucking bad. I think I gave it like a dopey minus.
I'll give it a
Well, so
dopey. I like the
yeah,
1/1 haste is like okay, and like maybe it fits into this like sorcery instant archetype and the
yeah,
creature soldier thing.
2 for a 2/2 spread out is fine. I like solid dope.
Yeah, it's too bad that it's not an instant. That would be kind
Yep.
of hype. That'd be hype.
All right. Frenzied Raptor. 2 in a red for. Wait, can we go back to Forbidden Friendship for a second? No, just Frenzied Raptor. 2 in a red for a 4/2. Stop the presses. I think very clearly this is a dumpy card. Like this is, I would say, the quintessential dump artist.
Yeah, I think it's like dopey minus. It potentially fits. It potentially fills a role in like this red aggro. Like I
You're
don't know.
being a scumbag right now.
All right. Yes, sensei. Dumpy.
It could be dumpy plus. I don't mind dumpy plus.
All right. Next up is the Frill Scare Mentor. 2 in a mountain, human 3/2. When Frill Scare Mentor enters the battlefield, gives a non-human creature menace, and it can beef up menace creatures. This card's good. This card has good stats, and also has a good ability.
Yup.
I think this is a good card.
Yeah. So I think the flying one is busted good. I don't know where we landed with that, but I think that one's still better than this one.
Yeah.
Because this one has a little bit of an identity crisis with what kind of deck it wants to fit in. But I think the mentors are really strong.
Yeah, just I get what you're saying. Are you sort of saying like you probably want to be swinging with this creature instead of beefing up other creatures?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean the stats are good no matter what. Like
It's just it's right. So 3 for a 3/2 is fine.
yeah,
We called 4 for a 3/2 a dumpy plus, 3 for a 3/2 I don't know dumpy.
yeah.
But I had this at dandy plus. I think
I
it's a premium red uncommon.
yeah. I had dandy minus, but I think I'm fine with dandy plus.
Where do we put the blue one? Because there's no way we put the blue one higher than that, and I want the blue one higher than this one.
Hold on. I can check because I have that technology. What's the blue one called?
Something mentor.
Okay. Okay, we gave it a dirty.
Okay, cool. Then I'm okay with this being dandy plus. Go for blood. Interestingly, this is what I say when I answer the telephone. Go
Wait,
for
I have a
blood
question.
is
I have a question. Okay, well, actually, we'll talk about it later when we talk about the Planeswalker.
go for blood. 1 in a red. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. It also has cycling 1. So I think that this type of removal is sometimes shaky. Like I think it's good. Like this is probably like perfect aggro removal, honestly, because it's cheap, which is great. And importantly, the like it is a tiny bit situational. You won't always have great targets for this. So cycling 1 pushes it over the top for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. Dandy.
I had Dandy exactly.
Yeah, I wrote Daddy, but that's just fucking wrong.
Yep.
All right, next up is heightened reflexes. It's a magic trick. 1 mountain to give a target creature +1/+0 and a first strike counter. Um, this feels like kind of like the one of the lower removals
Definitely.
in red. I don't know. I wasn't in love with this card. I gave it a dopey. Like I'm not really quite sure what to think about counters versus just like the +1/+0 is so small. But sometimes
Yeah.
first strike is just good enough. Like this could trade for a creature pretty easily.
Yeah, I think as a combat trick it works okay. I would so much rather have Infuriate or like Giant Growth or something
Yeah,
just
where you could
because
actually help push damage to face or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The fact so cards like this have been printed forever. It's nice that you get permanent first strike. I don't think it's enough to make this good. I like
yeah,
Dopey minus for it.
yeah. I'm fine with that. I had dopey, but I think this card's pretty trashy.
Yeah.
Uh
Putting a
oh.
first strike counter on something that is then going to mutate is nice.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's cool. It's like you can extend value from it, but it's also like a card slot,
Yep.
and it could be really useless towards the end of the game.
All right, Lava Serpent. 5 in a red for a 5/5 haste, cycling 2. Um, so I love this card.
Yeah, this card's
Uh,
sick.
these are the best kinds of cycling cards. So the two things you want to have cycling are like big creatures that you just like if you draw them at the wrong time, they're dead cards, and situational stuff where or like lands. Lands with cycling are so good.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
but
also
also
situational. Like it's you can put that
yeah,
in the same category. Like yeah,
exactly right. That's the biggest thing with cycling generally is stuff that's situational is the stuff you want to have uh, um, cycling. Um, so I don't know. I just like that. It's so good on turn 6.
yeah. This card
If you put
jams.
yeah. Um, I added a dandy.
Me too.
Sweet.
Maybe it's higher, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I just don't know.
Oh, it's Luca. Okay, so my question is Luca the guy in our like man beast saga storyline? It kind of looks like a young version of him.
No fucking way.
I think it's gotta be. Like, who the fuck is the guy? Like,
It would quote him if it's someone memorable in flavor text. They quote him. Maybe it's Luca. It could be Luca.
Luca's like some soldier or something that like became one with the wild.
I hate him.
Uh,
He's a traitor.
okay, all right. So this is 3 and a 2, 3 and a 2 for a planeswalker. Starts with 5 loyalty, +1. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Create creature cards exiled. For creature cards exiled this way, gain. You may cast this card from exile as long as you control a Luca planeswalker. Its -2 is exile target creature you control. Then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. And -7, each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Um, so this is a planeswalker, so it's good.
Yep.
um, it's it's honestly it's like it's not like the best planeswalker for draft. I think it feels relatively weak, but
So
I don't know. It draws you 3 cards.
my only disagreement there is that it's monocolored, which
Yeah.
oftentimes planeswalkers aren't, making them harder to play in draft. This is an easy card that literally it like there's no red deck that doesn't want this. Um and it's well, I guess if you
The
really
deck
had
that
no
no, your Oops All Spells deck does not want this card.
you're right, you're right. Oops All Spells doesn't want it, but I know it's a bomb. It's
Yeah.
I got no issue calling it a Daffy. I wrote down Daffy minus. Um, or if we wanted Daddy plus, I'd be okay with that.
I think I
I
like Daddy Plus.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. Like
It's
I don't
so
know.
good.
Draw 3 cards is really good. But
Right.
if
If
you
you have
draw 3 cards, he doesn't. If you draw 3 cards and then he dies the next turn, like
right with no board, like most planeswalkers and like most anything, if you have no board, they're significantly worse. Like he's not gonna
well, he's
win you.
useless if you have no board.
Right.
And oh, that's not true. Well, he's expensive to cast.
Yeah. If you cast him and immediately do his -2, it's pretty good. Like
Yeah, but his -2 could easily just not hit.
could not hit what?
It could not hit.
It couldn't miss.
Yeah, it could. If you don't have any other creatures with higher converter mana cost in your library than the creature you exile, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen randomly by accident unless you're being a doof.
But either way, it could either not hit or not be able to hit, and you don't try and do it.
I would say this is a mythic rare and it's not gonna come up that often. If you do see it, you should probably take it. Don't throw out everything. Pack 2 or 3 to hop into red for this. Well,
Yes,
but it's monocolored. You probably can. Like, uh, hmm. I think it's
it's
really good.
probably very good.
Yeah,
It's probably very good. Daddy plus.
try to take it if you can. That's my advice with most mythic rares.
Okay,
Momentum
you're up. Yeah.
Rumbla. The Rumbla. Okay, 3 in a red for a 3/3. When it attacks, if it doesn't have first strike, it gains first strike. When it attacks and it does have first strike, it gains temporary double strike. 4 for a 3/3 double strike, I think, is wicked good. It's really strong mutate target because of that. I think like if you can get your mutant double strike, you're in really good shape. Um, I had it's slow to do that. I think it's good in aggro. I think it's just like a cool body. It has to be able to swing that first time though safely, which is
Yeah.
kind of hard to do.
Well, it gets first strike when it swings, so it's not as hard.
Right. But it's not the free swing it has in the future.
That's true.
I would say Dandy minus.
That is exactly what I had.
There we go.
We're
Very
aligned.
boring.
We're very aligned right now. It
I don't
feels
like
good.
it.
I no, it feels good. We're still
I love my
talking.
friend. I love my friend Noah.
I hate
And
Jordan.
it's what?
I hate my friend Jordan. Okay, the
You're
next
like being
up. Okay. Next up is the Mythos of Vadrock. 2 and 2 mountains. Deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of creatures or planeswalkers. If a plains and an island was spent to cast this spell, those permanents can't attack or block. Seems pretty good.
Yup.
Oh, my sweaty armpit. Oh my god.
Yup.
That's that's
Horrifying.
disgusting.
I think this card's strong.
Yeah, I
5
think so
damage
also.
the even without the bonus, the 5 damage divided any way you want. is easily worth 4 mana. Like I think that's
Yeah,
should probably that costs 5. I gave it a dirty.
I had Dandy plus, but I can go up to Dirty.
Um,
Um,
I think
yeah,
it's
it's
really
very good
strong.
removal.
Yeah. So the deck, I mean, I've talked about it a lot. I mean, it's because it's the colors we've looked at, so it's what I've been excited about. But the red, blue, white, mostly spells is exactly like this is the key.
Yeah. Although, yeah, it's cool. It's a cool card.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Porky Parrot.
What is going on here?
Wizards thinks they're funny. I guess you gotta give them that. Um, 3 and a red for a 3/4, mutate for 2 and a red. Tap, this creature deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. I like that a lot for a mutate ability. It's super
Yeah,
cool.
it's so cool.
And it's cheap. Like this is a great turn 3 play. If you played something small with some interesting power, turn 1 or 2, 3 to turn it into a 3/4 with this ability. Really strong. I
This
think
is
it
yeah
wins the
that
game
yeah
pretty quick if you can keep it alive.
yeah.
I had it at Dandy.
I had Dandy minus, but I can go up to Dandy. But this card is sick. It can just go off so hard. It can start picking off other creatures. Like the fact that it can target like creatures is so strong.
Yeah. And Planeswalkers doesn't come up that often, but is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. It's yeah. This card's pretty sick. I like this card a lot. Okay. Oh, next up is the Prickly Marmo set.
This guy's fucking pissed.
He's concerned. He just has big eyes.
Wait, that's had you read the flavor text?
No.
Me neither.
It's either terrified or extremely mad at us.
We're not wrong. We're
It's good
experts.
art. It's good art. A picture can tell 1,000 words.
That's beautiful.
Okay, it's 2 and a mountain, first strike, 2/3. When you cycle, it gets +2/+0 to the end of the turn. This just feels like a straight up dope. Like,
I I put dope,
yeah.
but I think it might be a little better than that.
I actually put
Um,
dopey plus. So,
okay. If you have a cycling card in your hand, you can pretty much, especially if you have two, you can swing with this creature before you play anything.
yeah.
And the threat of activation, people ignore it. It goes through usually, and then if you need to, you cycle. Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it's a dopey plus. Like, I'm not like looking to run this card, but uh, like it's perfectly fine. I'm like, it fills a slot.
yeah, it's the cycle aggro deck. I'm suspicious of in limited.
Yeah,
But if it exists, this is a premium common in it for that.
yeah.
Okay. Hot Ceratops, 3 and a red for a hot dino. 2/3 trample. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this dude. Um, Big part of the deck that I maintain exists. Honestly, this one's fine in almost any deck.
Yeah, it's pretty
Uh,
good.
any deck running red with a few burn spells. Once you've played two, this is a great card, and I think most deck like green red might not want it, but otherwise, like this is looking hot to trot.
Yeah,
IMO.
also pretty good mutate target.
Exactly.
Um, what do you think, Dandy? Dandy
That's
minus?
where I had it, Dandy.
Dandy. All right, next up is the Raking Claws. 1 in red, target creature gains double strike until end of turn, cycle 2. Um, this just feels like I guess run of the mill combat trick. I guess it could help you. I know we were like comparing this to Infuriate. It could help you push damage. Um, I think it's definitely better than that last one we saw, the +1/+0 first strike counter.
Yeah,
Um, double strike is, I think, better, and also cycling is good.
I agree.
Dopey plus.
That's exactly where I want it.
Okay, let's not talk anymore about it.
Yep. All right.
Ooh.
Reptilian Reflection. Whenever you cycle a card, you may have Reptilian Reflection become a 5/4 dinosaur creature with trample and haste in addition to its other types until end of turn. So this is an enchantment that sits there until you cycle a card, then it turns into a dino. So like the fun thing is it happens at instant speed, so you throw up a blocker, whatever. I think this card fucking sucks.
Yeah, this card's so bad.
Holy shit, this card does not work in draft and limited. Like it's cool, like you're playing 4 in constructed and you have them all out and all of a sudden you're swinging for 20, like that's cool, like because you cheated them out or something.
Yeah.
Under the current like prerogative, this fucking cannot work.
No, I don't like
I
this at
think
all.
dumpy minus.
I had Dinky, but I think it's actually Dinky. It's potentially like unplayable.
I'm totally fine with that. This is a tiny little dinky boy. He sits there, you cycle him, and then he stops sitting there for a second, and then goes back to sitting there.
And maybe it just dies. Like
Maybe just
like you
dies.
can just kill the enchantment. Like it doesn't it's not like this would be cool if it would like turn back into an enchantment even if it died. Um or something like that. I don't know.
I agree.
All right, next up is the Rooting Moloch. It's 4 and a red. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card with a cycling ability from your graveyard, and until end of turn, you may play that card. Also, it has cycling for 2. This card's really cool.
Yep.
This is like you pick this card high if you want to run them cycles,
Mhm.
uh, and it's just a really interesting ability.
Not very common in red. Um, you also can cycle the card that it pulls, if you want. Like if all you need is to draw a card, it can just have you draw a card by exiling something that cycles and then cycling it.
Huh? Is cycling
Um,
considered playing a card?
yeah. So you right. I think so. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, should I look it
I guess
up?
maybe. I guess I would lean no. I guess I would lean it can't do that.
Yeah, it
We'll
doesn't seem
see.
like it could.
We're babies at this.
Yeah.
Um, Even so, it's easy to get a card into your graveyard with cycling, and then you get it back with this guy.
Yeah. It's just a cool ability, cool late game ability. Maybe kind of hard to actually play that card because you're spending 5 mana to cast this creature.
Yeah,
Um,
you gotta be able to cycle it.
yeah. I had a dandy minus.
I had Dandy. I'm fine with Dandy minus.
I think you're up.
Sure, Rumbling Rock Slide. Rumbling Rock Slide deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. A classic card. So it costs 4. So this card is going to do 4 damage or more. It, 10 times out of 10 in limited. So at sorcery speed, I think it's strong but not busted. I think it's a dandy. Like I
Yeah.
think late game destroy target creature sorcery speed for 4 is good.
Yeah. I had dandy minus, but I can go up to dandy. Um, there's so much removal on red. There's like a lot of burn removal.
Yeah,
It's kind of exciting.
very very interesting. And I think they made it strong or like high numbers because they're expecting big creatures.
Yeah.
Like I think that's going to be common, and so you have to be able to hit for a lot in order for it to do anything. And so they look strong, but it's hard to judge exactly how strong the like harder hitting red removal will be.
Yeah. All right. Next up is the Sanctuary Smasher. This is the 6 mana first strike, 6/4. Was
Yep,
cycling for 2 and red, and when it cycles, it can give first strike to a creature. Seems pretty good.
I agree.
Uh, yeah, I mean, feels good to have like an ability along with your cycle for your expensive card. Um, I think the body itself is pretty good. Um,
Yeah, the 4 toughness isn't small enough for me to be concerned about it because it has like if it was like a 6/1 or something with first strike, then it might be relevant. But
yeah,
because it has first strike, I don't care that it has less toughness. It's big, it's nice, dandy minus.
I had Adobe Plus. I can do dandy minus though.
Sure.
So shredded sails. This is 1 in a red instant. Choose 1, destroy target artifact. Shredded sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. You choose one of those. I said that weird.
Yep.
And you can cycle it for 2.
It's much better than Plummet.
I don't think there are really good artifacts in the set. Are there mana rocks? Like maybe that's good. You can destroy a land. Like you can kill one of their a mana source.
Yeah, but how often are people playing them?
I don't know. I think they're rare, so probably not that often.
So it's possible, like, I like it. I don't love it. It's it's an incredibly good sideboard card, and the cycling makes it like playable main deck. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want I wouldn't want 2 of these in my deck.
no. So I think that puts it in the dumpy range.
Okay, maybe Dumpy Plus. I don't know.
I actually put down dumpy plus.
Okay. Spell Eater Wolverine. Spell Eater Wolverine has double strike as long as there are 3 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard. 3 for a 3/2. Bad if it's not activated. I think really strong if it is going off. 3 for a 3/2 double strike is nice. It's got a really good upside like later in the game. 3 is not that many. You don't have to be doing anything special to get there.
No,
And if you play an instant during combat, it can gain double strike in the middle of combat, which is kind of cool.
that is cool. Yeah,
Um,
it's a trickster.
yeah, this is the Wolverine is a wicked and wily beast. That's gonna like you just have to be careful around it. It'll chew through its leg to get out of a trap.
That's right.
Um, Dandy,
That's right.
I
Wow.
given
A dandy minus.
yeah. So if it was just a 3 for a 3/2 double strike, what would you give it?
Dandy minus.
Really? Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Um, that's I think that's kind of a crazy efficient 3 mana creature.
Okay. But
I'm okay.
this guy doesn't have double strike on turn 3.
No, you're right. I like Dandy minus for him. I think 3 for a 3/2 double strike is like a Dandy plus dirty minus.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, next up is the tentative connection. So maybe this is actually the story of what's his name? Fucking
Him and his pal, him and his
yeah,
companion.
yeah. Because he's into cats, and this is definitely him with the stuff and the
That's
cat with
right.
the red face.
Yeah, this is him.
This is 3 in a red. It costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with menace, and it lets you take the creature, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap that creature, and it gains haste until end of turn. So whatever, act of treason. Um, this card seems bad.
Yeah, I think for maybe someone watching this who's maybe a beginner or stupid would think that uh, at a low enough cost, this becomes a good card. And I think that's just isn't the problem. I think that a lot of the time you just don't you need a sacrifice. You need to be able to sacrifice the creature after you steal it, or this just oftentimes does not do enough to
Yeah.
warrant playing.
Yeah.
So it's cool that it's so cheap if you build around it. But you really need that second part of like having a fling or something where you can get some advantage from the creature you stole.
Yeah. Which is often very hard to build around in draft. Especially, I mean, we're getting close to the end of red, and we haven't seen one sacrifice outlet.
Exactly.
So I give us Dumpy, maybe Dumpy minus.
I I like Dumpy. Maybe Dumpy minus is just right.
Dumpy minus. All right, next up. Oh, you read it. This is yours.
It is. I thought I just read the last one. Oh no, you're right. Um, Unpredictable Cyclone. It's a 3 and 2 reds for an enchantment. It has cycling 2, and the rest of it is just bonus. um, if a cycling ability of another non-land card would cause you to draw a card, instead exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type with that cycled card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. So what that means is this is in play. You cycle a creature from your hand. So you discard a creature card, and then instead of drawing cards, you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a creature, and then that goes into play. I think this might be. It could go off. Like if you focused on creatures with cycling, you're
It
just you're
doesn't have to be a creature, does it?
no. But I think other ones are more situational. Like, just playing a random instant from your deck is often not great.
Yeah.
Whereas playing a random creature from your deck is always a positive, essentially. Um, I
Yeah, it's cool.
understand.
It's I would like to run this card. Like it may not be like the strongest card, but this is a card that if I see in draft, I'm like really want to try it out and see if it goes.
Exactly. I think it's. I mean, I put down Daffy, which is insane.
Yeah.
um, but I think like maybe like a dirty plus when it works, and then dinky a lot of the time.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know what to rate this. It's just like a card I really want to try.
Yeah,
It's potentially very good. It can't it just can't be that bad because it has cycling too.
that's right.
Um,
That's right.
so maybe a dandy. I don't know.
I would rather put like
Yeah. Let's.
Dumpy slash Daddy rather
Yeah.
than Dandy.
Yeah.
Dandy doesn't tell the story. This is an unproductible cyclone.
Okay. Next up is weaponize the monsters. 1 mana enchantment. You can pay 2 to Oh, here's our sacrifice outlet. You can pay 2 to
Sure.
sacrifice a creature, and the enchantment deals 2 damage to any target. This card seems bad. Um, it would be cool if you didn't have to pay any mana. I think potentially this could be playable. But I think the cost to sacrifice a creature is just a little too much. And the fact that it
Yeah.
just doesn't really do anything by itself.
Um, there are cards like Goblin Bombardment. I think is the one I'm thinking of, which I like better, which has a higher initial investment where it costs like 3 to play. Then you're not paying any mana to sacrifice the creature,
Mm,
which I think is much more flexible. Like what you want to do with this card is win the game with it.
yeah,
Like
like you want to throw all your
stack your board, win
creatures.
the game.
Yeah, yeah,
But you can't sacrifice 5 creatures at once if you're paying 2 per creature.
yeah, yeah. Um, so do we think this is dinky? Like, do we think this is straight not playable?
Um, how well do tokens work?
I haven't seen any support for red tokens at all.
The any target part makes me think like makes the ability kind of strong. Um, it's it just doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
I would put it above Dinky because you can target creatures with it.
All right. I had a dumpy. I actually had dump. So
Cool.
maybe we'll just leave it there.
Cool.
Um, all right.
Yadaro, the Wandering Monster. 5 and 2 reds for an 8/8 trample haste. Already, I like that.
Yep.
Cycling 1 in a red. I now love this creature because that's what I am looking for in my bombs. So the rest of this text, when you cycle Yudara Wandering Monster, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. If you've cycled a card named the Wandering Monster 4 or more times this game, put it onto the battlefield from your graveyard instead. So that's never going to happen, probably, where you're playing it for free. But the fact that, like, when you cycling your bomb doesn't actually get rid of it is
Yeah.
very cool. Like
Yeah, it's
the fact that
sick.
you'll eventually draw it again. I like a lot. I love the idea of like this in a cycling constructed deck where you're just like hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and then pretty soon you're playing them for free. That's sick. I think 7 for an 8/8 trample haste that doesn't punish you for drawing it too early is cool.
Yeah, I think it's a Daffy boy. Like,
You think full Daffy?
I think this is a Donald Daff.
I could see Donald like honestly maybe it's duck season. Like at this point when you're looking at this monster, like
Or maybe it's
he's
just
not.
maybe it's a daddy.
Yeah, that's where I am with it.
Yeah. I got trigger happy.
Right. It's not the moth. I don't even think he's as good as the planeswalker. But he's good.
Yeah, he's good. And
He's pretty fucking good.
that's it. All right, we got like 15 minutes shorter than we normally are.
Woo!
So we've got 15 minutes to kill. Is what I'm trying
Hell
to say.
yeah!
Just
Feeling
kidding.
good.
We got a draft to do tonight.
We do?
Yeah, we're doing the group draft, right?
We don't have time for that shit. We've got content to produce.
I don't think I can do 2 of these in one night.
You don't think an hour from now?
All right, I'm signing. I'm stopping the recording.